All right, let's dive into a technology that's poised to be nothing short of revolutionary for medicine. I mean, it could speed up cures, make diagnoses with superhuman accuracy, and totally reshape our healthcare system. But as we're about to see, it's also a real double-edged sword, one that's full of some complex challenges and ethical tripwires that we've got to navigate very, very carefully. So let's just get right to it and ask the big question. Could an AI actually save your life? Because, that's what's really at stake here. The potential is just immense, but so are the risks. And understanding both sides of this coin is absolutely critical as we step into this new era. So first, let's talk about the incredible promise. AI is really being talked about as a new superpower for healthcare, a tool that might finally help us solve problems that have been plaguing medicine for decades. Take drug discovery, for instance. I mean, for as long as we've been trying to create new medicines, the process has been painfully slow, unbelievably expensive, and let's be honest, it has a staggeringly high rate of failure. Finding just one drug that works can take years and billions of dollars. It's a tough business. Okay, but this is where AI just completely changes the game. It can chew through these massive data sets to pinpoint promising drug candidates. It can predict how molecules will interact before they even get near a test tube. And it can even help design smarter, more efficient clinical trials. The bottom line? The whole process becomes fundamentally faster, cheaper, and way more likely to succeed. And it's not just about finding new drugs. Look at diagnostics. Some AI models are now hitting an accuracy rate of 92.5%. Now compare that to traditional methods, which kind of hover around 85%. So AI isn't just matching human experts here. In some areas, it's actually starting to surpass them. The advantage gets even clearer when you put them side by side. I mean, forget accuracy for a second and just look at the speed. We're talking a diagnosis in milliseconds. It's scalable, so it can work in any clinic, on your phone, anywhere. And here's the kicker. When it's designed right, it can even be less biased than relying on a single human's opinion. The potential for a faster, more accessible, and fairer system is it's enormous.
But of course, that's only half the story, right? This is where that incredible promise meets a pretty harsh reality. Because with all this power comes a set of really serious challenges that we absolutely cannot afford to ignore.
The CEO of Google DeepMind, Dimas Hassabis, he put it perfectly. He said that, sure, AI can handle the number crunching and diagnostic tasks, but it's the nurses who provide that essential emotional support, that human empathy that technology just can't replicate. And that really highlights the critical line between a technical task and what we think of as true human care. One of the biggest technical hurdles is something that folks call the black box problem. So this is when an AI gives you an answer, let's say a diagnosis, but we have no idea how it got there. The reasoning is completely hidden. And if a doctor can't understand the AI's logic, well, how can they trust it? How can they be held accountable for its decision? It's a fundamental barrier to getting this tech into clinics. And then there's the huge danger of bias. See, AI models learn from the data we feed them. It's kind of like garbage in, garbage out. If that data is flawed or doesn't represent everyone, then the AI's conclusions will be flawed too. And the difference is stark. A model trained on biased data can lead to dangerously unequal care, making existing health disparities even worse. And beyond all the tech issues, there's a real human cost to think about. There's the risk of losing that essential human touch in medicine, that empathy. There's the danger that doctors could become over-reliant on the tech, maybe weakening their own critical thinking skills. And of course, there are very real worries about job displacement, and maybe the most critical question of all: who's responsible when an automated system gets it wrong?
So, how do we move forward, right? How do we get all the amazing benefits of AI while dodging these serious risks? Well, this brings us to the really crucial work being done right now to build a truly trustworthy AI.
The most direct answer to that black box problem is something called explainable AI, or you'll hear it called XAI, and you can just think of it as turning that black box into a glass box. XAI techniques are specifically designed to show why an AI made a certain decision, revealing the key factors it looked at.
This kind of transparency is absolutely essential for building trust with doctors and nurses. And to tackle the huge issues around data privacy and security, researchers are developing really clever methods like federated learning. So with this approach, instead of moving all the sensitive patient data into one giant central pool, the AI model actually travels to each hospital to be trained locally. Only the generalized lessons, the learnings, are shared and combined, not the private patient records themselves. It's a really smart, privacy-first way to build powerful AI models.
And here's the good news. We are making progress. If you look at timelines that track AI fairness scores, you can see a clear, steady improvement over the last several years. So this isn't just a theory. People are actively out there building fairer, more equitable AI systems as we speak. But here's the thing. Even with all these brilliant technical fixes, technology by itself just isn't the answer. The final and maybe the most important piece of this whole puzzle is something that both experts and the public totally agree on: the non-negotiable role of the human in the loop.
So what does the public actually think about all this? Well, polling shows there's a deep sense of uncertainty out there. I mean, for pretty much every person who's comfortable with AI in healthcare, there's another person who isn't. That split really shows a significant public hesitation that we just can't ignore.
And when you dig deeper and ask about AI working completely on its own, without any human oversight, whoa, the support for that idea just plummets. We're talking only 5%. An overwhelming majority of people insist on having a human expert involved. But what's interesting is when the public talks about AI's benefits, the same words pop up again and again: quicker, faster, accuracy. They see AI's role very clearly. It should be a powerful tool for delivering speed and precision. Basically, they want an expert assistant, not an autonomous replacement. So, to sum up the public's view, their number one priority is accuracy and reliability. No surprise there. But right after that comes trusting the views of their doctors and nurses. And third is transparency. But the ultimate takeaway from all of this is crystal clear. Human oversight is simply non-negotiable, period. Researchers in the field couldn't agree more. One recent study put it perfectly, saying AI should be an assistive tool that enhances outcomes while preserving the core values of medicine. The goal here is to augment human expertise, not to erase it. And that really brings us to the central takeaway of this whole thing. The path forward isn't just about writing better code or building more powerful algorithms. It's about forging a true partnership between this incredible intelligent technology and our expert, empathetic humans. AI is opening up a vast new frontier for medicine. There's no doubt about it. So the question we're all facing is no longer if we're going to use it, but how. And that leaves us with one last critical thought. Who gets to write the rules? Who governs this powerful new technology to make sure it serves all of us safely and fairly? That's the conversation we all need to be a part of.